Namaskar everyone and welcome to the masterclass series of Being Future Ready. This is the 9th episode. We are very excited for this session today. And of course, we would like to welcome each one of you who has joined us. We will not take too much time and we'll dive directly into the agenda and also ensure that we start the webinar for all of us today. Of course, we will give you an introduction on about this webinar, who we are, introduce our partners, IIM Bangalore, as well as NEGD and Digital India program. And we will also share, of course, an introduction of our honorable speaker today. The pattern of the masterclass will be such that we will have our speaker have a talk for about 30 to 45 minutes. In the course of his talk, we also invite you to please use the chat and the Q&A option so that you may pose your questions there. We will internally be collecting those questions and we will have these questions moderated in our Q&A session after the talk is complete. So feel free to please add your questions as the talk happens. May I also take this opportunity now to introduce one of our partners, Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, and the Center for Software and Information Technology Management. We have Professor Venkatesh, who will be sharing a quick introduction on CSITM at IIM Bangalore. Venkatesh.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Venkatesh Balakrishnan, managing the Center for Software and IT Management, which is a center of excellence here. On behalf of the center and IIM Bangalore, I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Gulshan Rai. Welcome you, sir. Rajneesh Kumar, Purabi, and the entire Fordwani team, and all the participants for today's event. I would give a 1-minute introduction of the center for the benefit of those who are joining this session for the first time, and also to mention about some of the upcoming events. This center has been in existence from 1998. Professor Shankadeep Banerjee is the current chair for this center, and it has a global network of resources covering academia, government, and the industry. And the activities include conducting seminars such as these, workshops on contemporary topics. And of course, these include artificial intelligence, digital transformation, product management, which is being taught here, digital governance and policy. And of late, we have also had events on generative artificial intelligence. We conduct some of the events that are big, and we have a couple of upcoming events that we thought would be worth mentioning. On the 3rd of August, we have a hybrid event by Professor Sandeep Mysore on the topic mitigating information quality tensions. And another big event that is coming up is the 6th edition of the Software Product Management Summit. We've been having a yearly summit on software product management. And the next edition has been scheduled for February, and I'm telling this in advance. And all of those who participate in this and will be participating in the future would be getting notifications on this. Please nominate yourselves as speakers in the academic track or speakers in the industry track, or participate in the event. Look forward to your participation. And with that said, I hand it back to Purabi to take today's event forward.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Venkatesh, for that introduction. We will now move on and also invite our next partner and guest, Shri Rajneesh Kumar, who is Director for National E-Governance Division as a part of Ministry of Electronics and IT and Digital India program. Sir, would you like to go ahead and introduce us to NEGD and Digital India program?
Thank you, Purvi. And good morning, Venkatesh sir. Good morning, Gulshan sir. Well, all of you know mostly about the... Can you hear me? Am I audible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So as all of you know, we have this grant program called Digital India program, and most of you use many of the issues. So all I want to say is I will not take much time out of Gulshan Rai sir's time. So you all know about the DigiLocker, Meri Pehchan, My Scheme, Diksha, Bhashini, Poshan Tracker, India Stack Global, API Setu, Open Pro, Umang. The thing that we are really looking forward to is to India Stack Global, wherein India, it becomes a leader in the digital public infrastructure domain of the world, where all the experts and the Wadhwani Foundation, I am Bangalore, and people like Gulshan Rai sir can really help propel India into this space, because ultimately we are going to be the largest, we have become the largest population, and we will be the youngest population also in the world. And in age of AI, lifelong learning is going to be the key for all citizens and all stakeholders. So with that, sir, I would ask Purvi to please ask Gulshan sir to start his lecture. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, sir, for that quick introduction. We as well will take very little time before we hand it over to our honorable speaker, Dr. Gulshan Rai. A quick introduction to Vadhvani Institute of Technology and Policy. We do have a vision where we want to enable digital transformation that increases the impact and outcomes from government policy initiatives and programs. We also work in 3 verticals where we look at skilling academy through classroom trainings and self-paced online courses. We also work as a technology enabler where we are able to look at demonstrating digital transformation and emerging technology in government operations. And we also work with programs and policy advocacy where we are able to look at policy advocacy on certain digital data policies and data strategies. Without much further ado, I'm very proud to introduce our guest for today, Dr. Gulshan Rai. He has held eminent positions in the past. I'm sure most of us will be aware of. He has been a distinguished fellow at Observer Research Foundation. He's also served as a Chief Information Security Officer at the Prime Minister's Office, Government of India. And he was also formerly the Executive Director at ERNET India as Director General at CERT-In and as the National Cybersecurity Coordinator for the Government of India. Dr. Rai is an independent director and has been an advisor to various organizations, especially NSC at IT, UTI ITSL, and AUJAS Cybersecurity, to name a few. He's played a very important and significant leadership roles in setting up the National Watch and Alert System in India, drafting of national policies on cyber laws and cybersecurity, also popularly known as the guru of cybersecurity in India. Dr. Rai has also represented India in official forums, bilateral discussions and negotiations in the area of cybersecurity and internet governance. So just give me a second. He also holds an MTech and a doctoral degree from eminent universities. And we are very excited to have him speak today on a very interesting topic, which is navigating cybersecurity challenges in the era of digital transformation. At this point, I would take a moment to welcome Dr. Gulshan Rai for this particular masterclass episode. So I'll stop my screen and Shiva, can you please share the screen so that Dr. Rai can take over? Dr. Rai, over to you.
Thank you very much, Purvi. Thank you very much. I'm really very delighted to be once again among my own colleagues with whom I have served more than 35 years. And the entire credit of my delightfulness goes to Vadhvani Foundation and the NEGD, particularly to Mr. Prakash Kumar, who has been my esteemed friend for more than 25 years, to Professor Venkatesh Balakrishnan, to Abhishek Singh, Rajneesh Kumar, and all other people who are in the background of arranging this seminar or my talk, which has given me opportunity to interact. Certainly, it would have been better had I been physically present there so that I can share emotions and share my feelings with the old colleagues there. But nevertheless, we are in the virtual world, and we have to, as the time goes on, we have to move on a virtual world rather than a physical world. That's the day of today, and that's what I am focusing on my lecture. Friends, I have seen in this industry, right from my higher studies days there, over a period of last 50 years, how the things have changed, I really cannot say. Many of you would not be aware this industry has gone from where to where, what kind of a systems has come up there. And I really shiver at some time to see what kind of a scenario we are entering into. Some of the glimpse I had seen right from 2000. Actually, if you look at it, the entire sector has gone into three phases there. Before, when we were studying, when we joined it, 2000 is the most critical time when the thing started going up. It's a step function. I'm saying a step function, not an analog function. That's where it goes on. Today, at some time, I wonder whether we call it digital transformation or we call it transformation in the digital technology. That's what I sometimes wonder, and I don't know what is the answer there. Today, if you look at it, if you look at it today, this entire scenario in the worldwide there, $100 trillion is the approximate GDP of the entire system, ecosystem of the entire world. Honorable Prime Minister has said that we are number 5 and we are going to be number 3 after US, China, and then India there. But the underlying idea is that out of $100 trillion, 46% of the economy is digital economy. That's the scenario today. If you talk about India, it's somewhere around 21% of the digital economy. We were supposed to go, we have put a target of ourselves $1 trillion of digital economy. And I think we are soon going to surpass that $1 trillion economy there. Today, I mean, this 46% of the digital economy and the growth rate is about 22% per annum. So you can imagine the role of digital technology, role of what we need to understand, what are the different aspects, different contours of the technology. That's this slide tells it. You do the international transactions, is all digital. You do the financial transaction, all digital. Gone are the days when you used to communicate on a satellite medium. Today we have a fiber and you can transfer the data to terabyte data, you can transfer there. So that is the scenario which we are talking about today. And this sector is becoming a little more and more complex and scenario. Friends, we often used to say that there were 4 domains in this world. One was land, sea, air, and space. They are the 4 domains when we talk about it. But today, everyone talks about there is a 5th domain also. 5th domain is a cyber domain. The word cyber came somewhere in 2004, 2005. The cyber came up there. So this 5th domain, you can see the difference between the 4th domain and 5th domain. 4 domains are the natural domain created by the God. But 5th domain is the domain which we created, and we are making it more and more complex as the time goes on. This artificial domain, the 5th domain, is driving the other 4 domains. That's the scenario today. And that's why this sector is very, very important to understand what are the issues and how we go about it. I am not able to Purvi move on. I think you put that. There will be a problem to all of you because I think there is a movement cursor problem on side. Now, this transformation in the digital technology, which I say, which I normally quote it, many of you may agree, may not agree. What are the essential features of this transformation which is happening? That's an emerging digital transformation. You may call it 4.0, you may call it 5.0, whatever, but I call it 4.0. The first technology trend which is becoming important is that we have a next level process automation where we are talking about robots there. I'm not talking about industrial robot there. I'm talking about general robot there. Can you imagine a capital market or financial market without a RPA? The robotic process automation is a software today which does everything, driven by the artificial intelligence and driven by the new different technologies. There are different natural language processing or ML or AI. This is what RPA talk about it. No financial sector operation can happen without RPA. In the industrial sector, same thing is happening there. In the communication sector, it is happening there. So the future trend which is going on is a robotic process automation. That's what. The second impact is the 3D, 4D printing and those digital kind of a scenario. The virtualization, process virtualization, that's the scenario which is shifting there. No more we'll have to go and look at the rent there. If you want to rent a house, look at it, or look at a premises, or look at any item there, you can look, visualize it over your screen, sitting at remotely and finalize it. The next transformation which is going to come is next generation connectivity. Friends, we are in the on the verge of moving to 5G. Of course, we are on a hybrid kind of a 5G, SA and NSA there. We are right now in the country NSA, and worldwide also NSA. Somewhere 1 or 2 countries are going to SA. Now, look at the paradigm shift in the next generation communication technology. No more the same phone which used to give you 4G connectivity can you give to 5G. It's a paradigm shift. You have to go over a different. In this next generation communication, their system, data will lie either on your mobile phone or on the tower. The role of the exchange is going to be completely minimized for MIS purposes. But what kind of a bandwidth you give it, what kind of a connectivity you get, it will truly become a network society. Anything in the world is network there. I can tell you why. I went in 2007 in US and I went to Intel factory. And I was surprised to see what they were showing to me. They were showing to me a fabric research on a fabric where they're putting the network on the fabric there. So once you put that fabric, your entire body is connected there and variety of purposes there. So that's the power of the next generation connectivity there. And then you have become distributed infrastructure. Look at the cloud. Is one example of distributed infrastructure. You have public cloud, private cloud, and now entire internet is a public distributed infrastructure. You don't know which route is going, where the server is there. I really don't know where the NIC email or where the Google email or Reddit email or Hotmail they are located there. It's all distributed. They're all synced together. Right now also, we are in a distributed kind of an infrastructure. We are participating from different locations, listening from different locations, and that scenario is going on there. Next generation computing. We all talk about the processor. 3 nanometer is a de facto. I know. I used to go to when I was in IT ministry, the SCL 180 nanometer. They are still there, and there were 300 nanometer today. 3 nanometer is a de facto standard. The Apple phone or the Pixel phone, you see, the 3 nanometer nodes are there. And their testing has been done for nanometer. This has changed the entire revolution. Billions of transistors are put on the same chip there. And you can see the this transformation has happened in the computing. We are talking about a quantum computer. And quantum computers are a reality today. You talk about IBM, you talk about Google, you talk about many other companies there. They come back with a quantum computer. That's going to change the entire scenario there. My transformation, good, bad, everything is going to be a different kind of a thing. Then comes the applied artificial intelligence. When you talk about artificial intelligence, and when I meant applied, this AI is going to be part and parcel of every economic sector. Friends, I'll give you one very simple example. We have been finding, this country has been finding, look at H1B. There were a whole kind of a furrow was there, H1B, we are not getting. But then why H1B has been reduced? Because a lot of work which our programmer used to do is done by AI, is applied AI. Look at medical sector. Look at any other many sub-professional sector. The AI is playing a role. You have a mobile phone. Someone sends a message to you. Your mobile phone, the moment you click on, is ready with the answer. It reads everything there. So applied AI sensors you have in your electronic watch you have. It tells you locks many parameters, throws many parameters to you. That's applied AI, and that is going to be the future. And I mean, we can debate, we can do that. Future programming, and that's it. That is very important. No more we are talking about COBOL, no more we are talking about Fortran, no more we are talking about .NET kind of applications there. We are talking future programming. Future programming means microservices, microarchitecture. Gone. I mean, I remember many people used to come to me, lot from the different companies there, that someone says put a container, someone says put a VM cloud there, or VMware and the Redis, they used to compete together. But today, we have a future programming in the sense microservice, microarchitecture, where the container and VM are working together. Look at the Netflix. When you go to the airport, I mean, on an airplane, you see, you can watch the movie, finish the movie, and after 1 hour, you start from there. These are the microservices there. Your capital market is microservices, financial market is a micro architecture. These are the changes we coming up. And then because of this, we are moving, we are talking about a zero trust architectures there, where the trust should be there in the system. Apart from that, you have is social media and bio revolution, that we kind of things are happening. But this is the major components of the new emerging digital transformation. And that's what we need to address. We need to take advantage of this, we need to leverage this, and we need to be careful for the bad impact of that also we need to do that. What is happening there? No more single technology. It's a convergence of technology. Look at your mobile phone, simple. Look at your laptop. You can look at any devices there. You find one technology? No. There are multiple technologies, communication, computing, software, social media, different encryption there. So fine, everything is there, is all convergence of technology. That makes the situation quite difficult. As I said in the beginning, we are in a complex artificial scenario and getting more and more complex there. All pervasive and heterogeneous technology. Different technology, different software get connected on the network. We exchange information with different technology. So we are all in pervasive and heterogeneous technologies. Hybrid architecture in both computing and application. Microservice architecture, I spoke about it. Open domain name system there. So the domain name systems are hosted by big technical giants, and we all use their domain name system for posting, transfer, and all kind of thing. Massive use of VPN and algorithm. Today, can you imagine a site with HTTPS? People are downloading VPN and communicating over here. We are talking about a Tor kind of a structure. Tor is used for both for defending as well as offending also there. Both hackers as well as the good people like you and me are also using VPN. The next is very, very important. Every service is becoming a app-based system there. We're talking about APIs. We're talking about APIs and services are given to app. And look at it, this kind of a heterogeneous environment, both in hardware and software, in our computing and our communication, what kind of a system, where we are leading to. And then we are finally in the open proprietary interfaces. That's a scenario direction today. I thought I will list it. These are the scenario. Now, this whole digital transformation is giving us what? New model and new innovations there. New programming modalities to achieve the robust model and build application faster. That's the trend. We want to use of this technology. Novel architecture paradigm there, focusing on infrastructure, enhancing resiliency, flexibility, speed, decoupled microservice base. That's what the focus is there. Dedicated hardware delivering increased computing power. Now, these are the new models and business innovations which are appearing, which are emerging, taking advantage of the technology. Now, this kind of a business model innovation, technology innovation is also posing a lot of risk for us. You have a very great highway done, but it poses a lot of risk also. We must understand what risk is there so that we can control our speed. Business is there. Their basic taking primary responsibility for soundness, application of data ethics, and maintaining data-driven culture. That's the responsibility of the business is there. What they have to develop a appropriate process and control. Look at it in a heterogeneous society, where heterogeneous systems are there. They are all interacting different interfaces, different processes there. We need to ensure that everything is safe, resilient. That's the risk businesses carries there. Society risk is to safeguard societal values there. That's the major important, and maintain internal awareness about social duty organization there. That's the society's risk, which emerging risk. Operational risk, compliance risk. These are the risks which are emerging because of the change in the digital technology and digital transformation there. expanding role of and implementation of technology across sector in the country. All of us used to go to the bank branch for taking out the money. Today, who goes to the bank branch? The power sector, the entire SCADA is controlling the power sector operation there. You don't find much variation in the technology frequency system because SCADA is controlling it there. So this technology is maybe a small part of your entire cost of the capital equipment, but actually, this is the nerve center of the entire operation of the economic sector. Today, we talk about techno-economic, techno-manufacturing, techno-legal. Word techno is before. So the technology is getting into the economic sector, civil sector, military sector. You cannot imagine any kind of thing. Volume and complexity of the information system is enhanced, is increasing in the country, in the worldwide. Growth in volume of transactions, sensitive data exchange. UPI, look at the UPI transaction. Billions of numbers are going on. NIC used to maintain the total transactions in the country. Digital transformation. Look at the numbers have gone. Billions have gone there. That things have changed. Transaction has changed, and we are exchanging data. Any transactions we are happening, whether you are bank, insurance, any kind of thing, we are now exchanging on the network there. The network is not operating only in the country. Whatever we may say, we will localize, we can't localize. Anything on the internet can't be localized. Rapidly changing security and threat landscape. We all know, we have seen, we will see in the further also. So what is the challenges? Its challenge is that we have to reduce the cybersecurity exposure of the IT infrastructure and ecosystem in the country. That is what necessary for us because of the enhanced space, because of the heterogeneity, because of different technologies. No software which comes in the country or in the world is 100% secure. No hardware which comes in 100% secure. The security comes up, improvement comes up, efficiency comes up over a period of time by putting by updates and upgrades. So what is the responsibility? Our responsibility is to ensure availability of human resources. That's a challenge also. Human resources, skills, knowledge for proper policies, technology, governance structure. Because technology is changing, things are changing fast, and we need to create people, we need to skill people to address that. That's a challenge which we have, and that is the concerns which are emerging there. Today, you have a Apple 14 is there, Apple 15 is coming. You see the Pixel 9 or the new phones comes up. How many of you are able to handle those phones? Forget about repair features also. So they get a great challenge. New technology comes up, we take time to understand. Now, emerging security issues due to the future programming. I said now we have moved into the microservices and micro architecture. Let me deal with the microservices, then I will talk about the micro architecture. Now, microservices offer more exposed surfaces than the traditional application. One number of services are packed in one container, and the container has so many VMs there. They're operating on a VM. They may be operating on a commerce platform, common resources. They may be operating on a different platform. Now, if the applications are and the application in the microservices, some of the applications are going and connected to the common database or common source there. Now, if some glitch is there because of the increased services, the entire thing will fall like a pack of cards there. So this more for giving convenience to us, giving efficiencies to us, we have adopted the architecture, invented the architecture, but giving more exposed services, that's what we need to do. It's like you have highways, you have a huge kind of a telecom system, bandwidth, huge terabit kind of a bandwidth you have, but there are more issues. Simple example I give you: on a laptop, you go on a higher storage, 1 TB of storage, terabyte of storage there, but you store more. It is your duty to maintain those storage. If some glitch happens, the entire data goes there. That is increased surface increase there due to the rapid development of continuous delivering of testing software codes. Now, what is the original software development is missing. Many of you from NIC or from elsewhere, you can see you used to write, and many of you are still writing the original code. But today, you go to GitHub, take the software code, implement it, write the codes there. There are many sites which are there, which are giving you the codes, open source. You're taking the code and writing. No software in the world today is written without a open source component. But then the heterogeneity and interfacing those components, the glitches, making the hooks, making homogeneous code is an issue. And that's why they're able to achieve a rapid development cycle in the software there. That's a emerging security issues. It's open software for which there is no owner. You may have a code, you have to test the software. There are challenges. A unique set of threats arise because of the container-based solution on which VMs are implemented, on which microservices are implemented. Integrity of the container, as I said, some of them are sharing resources, some of them are not sharing resources. Management of a container, vulnerabilities in implementation of services or container, and the level of isolation between the container. If my one container falls, other container should not get impacted, though they may be sharing a common resource. And what is that? The security of operating this container, the people or the system, host system that hosts the container, that is the issue, challenges which are emerging in this kind of a world, in this future emerging area. All of us are talk jargon is the word, the cloud computing is a jargon. NAGD and Ministry of IT and many other organization regulators, the one thing say move to cloud, because the vendor comes and say cloud is will offer you every solution which you are facing in this world. But look at it, all our applications are not cloud oriented. They are not migrate to the cloud. We simply take it. Most applications are, we go take our server and host on the cloud. That's what most things are there. Our application is not oriented towards the cloud application. So we call it a monolithic application. Now, this monolithic application, we need to convert into the cloud migration on a services there. And that is the challenge there. One challenge is to migrate your services from a captive data center or captive computer system to a cloud. The other challenge is that migrate your application to the microservices architecture. That's a second challenge which we are facing. And this is the existing weakness in the digital system. Now, if this weakness is exploited, because it will result somewhere in terms of your programming error, your hooks there, it will leave so many loopholes in the system there. And it becomes a threat to the system. I mean, any glitch, forget about any hacking or any attack by anyone. It will show a hanging of the system. You're not able to access the system. And it's shown, if you see, look at the application, many of the time you see the large databases, same thing happens there. We try to convert it. We have somewhere around 15 or 20 large databases in the country. You look at it, this system you will find everywhere. So it poses a threat in terms of efficiency, operation, as well as it offers an opportunity to the hackers to attack the system. That's what things are there. Now, another factor which is coming up, heterogeneity and convergence of technology. Remember that. Organizations are seeing an explosion of device and application. What is the trend today? I want an email on my mobile phone, on my laptop, and all seamlessly connected there. So more devices are coming up. Friends, you know that we expect the 60 billion devices to be connected on the internet by 2025. That means the population is going to touch about $8 billion by 2025, and devices are going to be 60 billion. IoT devices itself are almost touching 1 billion devices in the world. Everyone is wearing the smartwatch. The sensors, those transducers are now a form of IoT, the full flash system on the internet. So more and more devices coming on the internet. When the 5G comes up, it's a truly TCP/IP kind of a network. Anything and everything, road roller on the road, hospital, lathe machine, everything will get connected on a 5G. So more devices will come, more explosion will come. Shadow IT, ID, these are the another issues which are coming up. These are many of the devices which are coming up, which are beyond your IT operations. If you go to the industry or you go to critical sector, there are two parts, MIS and the operation. The operation is not controlled, OT, which you call operation technology, is not controlled by the computing people, they're controlled by process people there. And each one of them has no control. The IT application is decided by a business club, by business people in a company or a business organization in the company or any entity there. IT does not know what applications are to be implemented, what applications are needed. They just don't know. The business side of the different division takes an application and asks them to IT, now you run it and give it to us. Look at where we are. The unmanaged infrastructure is coming up there. 50% of the infrastructure now falls in the unmanaged bucket. That's a scenario. You have any point of a time, you have a legacy system, you have a modern system. You cannot change everything at one point of time. Legacy system will always be unmanaged when you look at the today's scenario there. So again, I remember heterogeneity and different kind of things. Yet, this is all part of the organization attack service. You have an unmanaged infrastructure, you can't monitor. You can't see what is happening there, what kind of things are coming up. Every organization talk about endpoint. They're implementing endpoint, somewhere is doing something, but the endpoints are not monitored. Endpoints are not available on your screen or on the kind of a thing for a monitor where you can see what kind of things are there. Friends, we talk about zero trust architecture, it's jargon, but it's impossible to implement a zero trust architecture without visibility of the unmanaged architecture, unmanaged infrastructure. And I'm not surprised. Many of the organizations still have unmanaged switches with them. The network cards are a problem there. I can tell you one of the case example. In one of the large bank in the country, I got a call at around 11 p.m. in the night about a month ago. They say my firewall suddenly has gone up and it's 100% choking. What can I do? What shall I do? And I want to do something. Can you help me? I said, which kind of a firewall you have? He told me the name of the firewall, make of the firewall. I said, what is the problem? Is it a DDoS attack or a web shell attack or what things are there? He said, nothing doing, but suddenly traffic has gone up there. Then I called, he told me the name, I called the manufacturer there who was distributing those kind of firewalls there. Next day morning, 8 o'clock, the guy reached there to the bank there and it found out that one of the satellite down near to Delhi, that server was not monitored and they're sending the whole lot of a pinging traffic network card was bad there. The server was not monitored, small city, a small nearby city there, but entire thing came to a haywire. That's a simple example I can tell you where happening there. So friends, this is the rise of unmanaged structure and we need to do that. What are the cloud security concerns? We are all talking about. There was a trend, go to everything shift to the cloud. Now suddenly people have realized that everything need not be a cloud. We need to look at the hybrid kind of a cloud, private cloud in a public cloud, but then distributing the information, exchanging the information on the cloud, that has a challenge that we don't know how to do that. Most of the people are shifting to cloud without understanding what is cloud. What are the challenges there? We need to do that. We need to look in proper cloud account management. That's a major part. What we do is a cloud provider should do that. IT ministry has empaneled certain cloud without bothering what kind of a cloud is doing. There are no clear guidelines. It is impacting the cloud. That's what IT ministry should look at it. Find they're a good job. They're given some systematic, some disciplinary. That was need to be done, but we have to move on. We need to take account who's going to manage the cloud. What is his responsibility? What are the service level agreements which he has to do? A user like me or user like any other user, no matter how big he is, it's difficult for him to do. Data breaches. Who is accountable for data breaches? Who is accountable for data loss? Because he's operating, cloud operator doing system management, he's implementing his own kind of a protection system. Security system is a shared security system. If I'm developing application in the kind of a Java and someone else is not operating in a Java, for me to operate Java, need of Java port to be open there. And similarly, port management, security shared is impacting there. Malicious insider, because the cloud provider is maintaining that. Then the insecure APIs. Almost all APIs are insecure in this country. No one is testing the APIs in the country today. Shared responsibility, I said, regulatory compliance is more and more shifting to service provider. Whether it is any government entity or non-government entity or private entity, the regulatory compliance is shifting to the organization entity. I am sure Venkatesh understand better because the management from the school, he understand what is the meaning. There are punitive criminal actions on that. Insufficient due diligence there, denial of service there. These are all concerns which has to be translated to secure the user in the form of a service level agreement. And that is where I suggest the Ministry of IT or such organization should sit down a draft, prepare a draft of a service level agreement, not only the performance, but on the security side also.
So, quick time check. We are at a 30-minute mark. So, since you had requested 45 minutes.
These are the threat landscape. I just quickly run. These are the threat landscape. You have a ransomware, 1200% increase in ransomware over the last 6 months there. IoT supply chain, business email compromise is a normal feature there. Insider contractor detail, organized cybercrime, market manipulation, data tampering. These are the threat landscape. I wish I had a time, but this subject is very, very important.
Sir, you have 15
so
minutes
many
more, sir.
applications there. How many of you know $171 million was taken away from Union Bank of India in this country in 15 minutes? Of course, we got the money, but $171 million, easy to say rather to calculate it. So what is situation, current situation? Adversaries are prepared much better in cyber warfare. So winning cyberspace is a strategic objective. There is no peace and war in this system. We need to be on our toes, and we need to be ready always. Something is different. Look at the malware is only 15% today. The entire malicious things are carried by the links there. No one you talk about that install the NDR. They need to install a NDR apart from all other things there, which can monitor the links there. They need to configure web firewalls there. They need to monitor the entire system. They need to do. These are the challenges using the non-malware tactics which are happening. I can give you n number of examples, but Purvi has already reminded me time is up. So I'm hurrying up. These are the challenges which we are coming up in the new system. Friends,
15 minutes more, sir, for you.
Friends, this is a scenario all of us had. Can you find out what is wrong with this slide? Some real incident gave me this idea of making this slide. Look at this slide. There is a lock, but door is open. Door is open. This is that scenario. Most of the time we are having changing hardware, changing software, running applications, but without looking at internally. You know that where this hook is missing there. Hook is not there. So you can just pull out the door. There's a lock, but you pull out the door. That's the scenario which we are in today. Now I'll tell you where we are and where we have to go. That's a desired state. That's needed. We need to see how do we go through that. We cannot look at it simply like this. I said heterogeneity, in a complex environment. You cannot handle everything, every situation, every requirement, every organization has their own requirement. So what we need to do, we need to look at that, look at your infrastructure, look at the organization. What is our need? The major things are there. We have to implement a proper kind of a mitigation. We need to prepare for cyber incidents and then understand your risks of your organization. Understand the risk. What are the risks you have? Every organization doesn't have the same risk. Implement operational mitigation and implement your things. Now, these are the 10 steps which I feel these are needed. We talk about people, process, and technology, and then management also. A people process, you address that, you are addressing 60% of the entire scenario. Technology address only 20%, and management has to provide funds. So what are there? We need to look at the I mean, these are the steps. I mean, you can go through that, or Purvi can give you the slides there. How home and mobile working, user education awareness, incident management, managing user privileges there. It's very, very important there. Removable media control. These are the basic things which we need to do. If we look at the process, monitoring and establish a monitoring strategy system, secure configuration. See, there are three things which are in all security breaches are three things. Vulnerabilities in the system software, as I said it. Then there is a interfaces. I said API. Then third is the process there. These are the three major factors of vulnerability in the system. No matter from 10-year onward or 10 years before that, these are the three systems. So secure configuration is a sense of your entire emerging digital system. Malware protection, network security. Most of the networks in this country are flat networks. If I pass the firewall, I pass through entire system there. We need to create how many of you are creating the VPN or creating the different kind of a system, segregating the system there. VLAN, how many of you are creating the VLANs there? No, many of them are operating on a simple state network. And this is I'm making a statement with the responsible that majority of these system architectures in this country are open flat system there. But these are the challenges to have. This is what we need to do, that we need to have a layered approach when you talk about a cloud security. We are moving, we need to have a cloud, a kind of a layered approach. Friends, control your access to data and system, don't give to privileges, restrict your copying system, that all things are done. There we need to do, I'm not saying something, but what we need is robust IT strategy alignment. NIC keeps on saying, change your password, change your password. We keep on firing on Seema Khanna. Why the hell you're talking about change your password? Why you're not giving me, allow me to continue that? The poor girl is always under pressure. Whosoever is now managing the NIC email, under pressure there. Google, you can't see. Gmail, so you are not pressure. You are bound to do that. Hotmail, you can't see. But simple password thing is also not able to do that. We are not able to see the trace, alert, recover. When we fall sick, we monitor our blood pressure. We monitor our temperature. Someone put up a hand on the forehead and see my body is warming up there. So similarly, we need to look at the alert which we get in the system. They are now, you see, same firewall, they need to be configured properly. They're all AI-based system. And imagine any AI can be as reliable as anything else. I mean, you don't know when it's going to be a friend, when you're going to enemy, when it is not properly configured. Now, these are the bodies which are their government has set up to help you. NCSC, National Cybersecurity Policy, which provides the entire thing, you can take it. NCCC, operated by the Ministry of IT. Then you have a National Critical Information Infrastructure. Then you have the Cyber Search Kendra. I will tell you what system have you bought, what system malware is there. And I think they are circulating, they are disseminating the information. The gentleman S.S. Sharma and his team doing a fantastic job there. CERT-In, the CERT-In is doing a fantastic job. They're solving the entire your incident, guiding you, working in STQC, which is helping you in bringing some test culture in your thing. And or if they have a trained manpower. Friends, that's what I want to discuss with you, demonstrate to you in the 45 minutes. Purviji, I'm sorry, I exceeded 5 minutes. I said 45 minutes, I said 5 minutes, but then I had to rush up. I could have explained some of the slides, but I mean, it's a kind of a flagging, but my job was to trigger, my aim was to trigger the people to think how the technology is moving and how the issues are emerging there. I cannot solve the problem, but I can only trigger at this point of time. I wish I will get more opportunity to sit down with you, deal with this each subject for a more longer time. Friends, we are in a very interesting scenario. Let us not get bought down by what. We need to take challenges there. We need to see that everything is kept up there, kept upright there. We can solve it. We can solve it. We must solve it. We must reduce. We should not look for 100% security. We must enhance resiliency of our infrastructure. And resiliency of the infrastructure can be enhanced by, again, people, process, technology, and management there. Management, why? They have to give funds. They have to create a proper framework. They have to encourage the people to do that, not to stop them. We need to collaborate with each other. We need to work together to share information so that if I suffer, I share with you less so that you all should not suffer. Take all proper precautions there. That's the need of the time. We cannot avoid technology. We need to use technology. There is no way we can avoid technology. So we need to challenge, we need to take the challenge, we need to prepare ourselves, we need to address ourselves. And that was the purpose of my talk. And that's why the purpose, I think, the Vadhwani Foundation also arranged my interaction with you all. Thank you very much.
Fabulous, sir. Thank you so much for that insightful talk. And I'm excited because we've garnered a lot of questions, sir. So I think you should be able to elaborate on more of these areas in these Q&A. I will hand over the Q&A moderation to be done by Venkatesh. Over to you, Venkatesh.
Sure. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful presentation. And we have a few questions. The first question is from Chandrasekhar. And this is related to the timing. Generally, technology comes first, and the legal framework and compliance frameworks come later. By that time, people have already lost a lot of money and suffered a lot of data privacy issues due to technology advancement. How do you see this, sir?
This is a fact. This is a fact. That's why say we need to look at law will come, framework will come, law may come up, but implementation still take time. Information Technology Act was come in 2000, then in 2008 amendment, and still many of the things are not established there, not implemented there. Law, this is the scenario, it will come up there. We can't, I mean, nobody can change, nobody can stop it. That is why I said, when we implement architecture, when we implement mechanism, we need to create our policy and we need to create our aim. Today, we are quite awareness is there. We have all well educated. We need to enhance the resiliency of the system. That's what I said it. Resiliency of the system, we look at it there. You see, if you move on a highway, you protect yourself, you control yourself, you build a house, you create those design and architecture, you need to create the security and risk there right at the building stage architecture. Law will come certainly. It's not necessary the law, even if the law is there, law will give you the full respite, a full kind of a relief. No, it is not also not like that. Whether technology or non-technology, law is a last resource. But we need to take care. That's why the word due diligence is there.
Thank you, sir. We have another question from Rajendra Prasad. And this is related to the IoT devices. As the number of IoT devices and connected Wi-Fi or Bluetooth devices continue to rise, what are some effective security strategies to safeguard these interconnected devices? And your comments on that.
See, IoT devices are different than your other devices there, in the sense that they use a light encryption. They use the memory is very less, very low there, very small devices, sensor, very small devices are there. They go on the same DNS system, though they're supposed to be a different DNS system there. And that's why the DOT and the IT ministry have propagated IPv6 kind of a culture so that you can identify IoT. We need to apply the same system as we do for the normal system. You can bifurcate, segregate, or segment your in terms of the VLAN, all those IoT devices there, so that you can contain the malicious activity or non-performance of the system there. That's one. Before you segment the network, you redesign the architecture, and they put them behind a number of firewalls, number of such perimeter security. That's why we need to do secure those devices there. The IoT now comes with a secure configuration also there, read-only kind of a mode. Those things need to be implemented when you talk about IoT. And as I said, and the person has asked question, billions of IoT devices are.
Thank you, sir. There is another question from Janik Raman, and this is related to the government institutions having to use outdated and obsolete computers that need to be upgraded for effective enforcement of security. And what is your take on that, this being the current state?
Professor Balakrishna, you remember my last sentence on the presentation was management. Management has to provide funds. I don't know Mr. Janaki Raman's background. Where is he from? Where he comes up there? But it's the management has to provide the fund to update it. That's why management conscious and management awareness is needed there. Needed there. The top CEO or top person of the organization need to see that. Not only you have an obsolete computer, the obsolete operating softwares also there. They are not being maintained, properly maintained. And I said, when I said unmanaged infrastructure, these are the devices that we're talking about unmanaged infrastructure. I said 50% of the devices in our organization are unmanaged and they are security risks. I said that. The best is provide fund, change them.
Thanks, sir. And there is another question from Chandrasekhar, and this is about the discussion on public key infrastructure framework. If there was any discussion in the G20 meeting in the context of digital public infrastructure, and your comments on that.
No, I will not like to get into those kind of a concept here. The
Okay.
system public. See, actually, I mean, it's good to have a public kind of a DPI there. It's good to have digital public infrastructure, good to have it. But there are ramifications also. As I said, technology has a good part and bad aspects also. We have no alternative other than to use technology. DPI is a step towards that. But then we need to care, we need to address the issues resulting of DPI. There is a trend going on in the world. Again, we are coming back on a proprietary kind of a interface, a proprietary kind of a thing. And the security in the kind of a DPI is great a challenge. Who will maintain those? Who will create maintenance of the software? Who will certify the interfaces there? There are concepts there. Not that we cannot create a model. So, I mean, everything needs to be thought through while creating, implementing a system. But what is happening is that we are in a hurry to introduce a system. We bulldoze the system and implement it. But we need to look at comprehensively before introducing it. It's good steps, good initiative, but then it poses a lot of challenges also.
Correct, sir. There is another question from Anil, and this is how perilous is a combination of quantum computer and artificial intelligence?
I said we are operating in a convergence of technologies. No application, no hardware, no device will function without AI. They are together. The entire operation is controlled by the AI. I said robotic process automation is a part and parcel of any application today. So they can't be separated out. AI is going to be embedded part of each and every system, hardware or software we implement or network system we implement.
Thanks, sir. And there is another question from Subendu. This is on whether government authorities will take necessary steps, like in advanced countries, to promote open source tools for digital forensic analysis.
That answer should be given by Rajneesh only, not by me. I think government should create those promotion kind of a thing. I only can say that. I'm not in the government. Rajneesh or the NEGD will be able to say. Not even Professor Balakrishnan, you also cannot answer.
Correct, sir.
I think divert this question to Rajneesh to take note of that.
Would you like to answer this question, or you can take offline also, sir?
I will. What I'll request is that I have to see to the answer. So please send a question. Rather, we have noted a question. We'll send you a reply.
Prabhi, do we have time for one more question? We are right on top of the hour.
We can
you
definitely
get that
engage,
question
sir.
sent to me? Just get the question sent to me.
We will do that, Rajneesh, sir. We do have, the good thing is we've done a good 1 hour. We can definitely stretch up to another 30 minutes if we have the time and the questions. So we definitely can stretch.
Okay. The next question is from an anonymous participant, and this is on from where can we do certified security testing for website? Is the testing
STQC does it. No, no, Professor Balakrishnan, SCQC does it. The CERT has impanel a whole lot of companies who can give the certification for testing website, penetration testing, vulnerability testing. CERT has given, there are more 50 more odds companies have been impaneled by them. They go through a very elaborate process there. For testing, it takes almost a couple of months for them to go through the process and impanel those companies, and they keep on revising this. The system is functioning for last couple of years in a very solid manner, and is very effective system also. You can go to the website of CERT and do that.
Sure, sir. Thank you. And one more question from Amit. What are the cybersecurity job opportunities in India? How to and where can we find the cybersecurity domain opportunities? And what are the certifications required as of now?
No, I mean, the job opportunities are very good. I don't think the 90% of the organization have this adequate, properly trained cybersecurity staff there. No. The cybersecurity policy 2013 projected 1 million skilled security professionals. You could do thereafter, not many courses started. The certificate courses, formal courses, informal courses, they all started there. The demand is going up and up. Today, you advertise, you don't get a security professional. You started getting a lot of certificate there, a lot of certificate, you can get it. I mean, there are 5 or 6 courses are there which are certified and which anyone can take from the country also. And you go to the CERT website, they'll give you a list of the certificates courses from where you can get those trainings, or where you can get the certification done. They're all listed in a CERT website. They can make use of the CERT website.
Puravi, these were the important questions that we had, and maybe the rest of the questions can be handled offline. And one question Mr. Rajneesh Kumar has already agreed to answer.
Not just this, any questions that people have, they can send to Purvi, and we'll coordinate the answers through you or Gulshan Rai, sir.
We'll definitely do that. In fact, I also wanted to add, there are a lot of people who have asked for the deck, and they've sent their emails. We want to share with everyone that we will send the deck and the live stream link to everybody who's participated, and the emails that have been shared with us. Thank you very much.
Purvi, hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes,
that
sir.
IPR of the deck is mine. You have not even asked my permission.
Oh, sorry, sir. I thought in the morning we asked, but with due
No.
permission, sir.
I gave it for hosting and not for
My bad, sir.
circulation. I have no objection, but it's IPR. We are violating the IPR. IPR is mine.
Yes, sir. Sir, do we have the permission, sir?
I will come back to you. We will discuss offline.
Sure, sir. Will do. My sincere apologies, sir.
No, not at all. Not at all. Take it a lighter way.
Sure, sir.
It's
So,
only talking about like you take a pirated software and then host on your system. Again, it's a security risk.
sure.
Professor Venkatesh, am I right or wrong?
Absolutely. In fact, as we speak, there was one more question that has come in, which is right on that. Yes.
Okay. We'll also list down all the questions in case there were any questions perhaps that were missed or that we received later. So we'll share them with you as well. And of course, as Rajneesh sir mentioned, we'll send the questions to him as well for any clarification that perhaps he can share. On that note, should we close it then? Should we do that?
Up to you. I'm at your service. Up to you, Purvi. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, sir. Then in that case, for all the audience, before I share my vote of thanks, we will come back to you on the deck or any material that we can share for this particular masterclass session. And the live stream is available for you all to see, like, and share on the YouTube link that we have shared on the chat. We will send this on the email as well. And before we call it a day with our masterclass session, I would profusely want to thank And on behalf of the entire audience, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to our esteemed masterclass speaker, Dr. Gulshan Rai, for sharing his invaluable insights and expertise with us today on navigating in the digital era related to cybersecurity. Sir, your profound knowledge and engaging presentation clearly have enriched our understanding, sparked the enthusiasm on this area, and it definitely leaves us with a certain impact. We sincerely want to thank you for making this masterclass such an enlightening and a memorable experience, sir. Thank you so much for coming and joining us at the 9th masterclass series of Being Future Ready, sir.
Miss Mitra, I'm truly honored by the sentiment you have expressed, the kind introduction you gave it to for me, and they truly touched, really truly touched by the invitation you sent to me, offering opportunity to interact with my people, and understanding, giving my thought, and maybe triggering some of the people there, and maybe lot of requests I'm seeing on the email there, which flashing the message there. It is a true pleasure there, and I think I have learned from the society, and I must give it back to the society. And every phase is a learning phase. I will be very happy to provide any clarification, any kind of a suggestion, not advice, suggestion to any one of you. We are at this stage where we are supposed to give back to the society whatever we understand, whatever the society has given to us. And it will be my pleasure I will be honored if I can be of any help to your viewer, to your listeners, to a participant, or to the Vadhwani's Foundation, including the IMB as well as the NEGD, because all people sitting there, my esteemed friends are there. Thank you very much. Convey my best regards to Mr. Prakash Kumar. I know he must be recouping that. I will be able to speak to him after 2-3 days, but it's a great, my great regards to him.
Will do, sir. Will do, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining us at this particular month's masterclass. This is the 9th one. We have the next month coming soon. We will reach out. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience. If there are any questions that you may have, please don't hesitate to respond on the email where you'll be receiving our thank you email, as well as the link for the live stream. You may have also received it from the same email where we had sent the invite once you would have registered. So please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to engage with you. Thank you again for being such a wonderful audience. And thank you everybody in the panelists, Shri Rajneesh ji, Venkatesh ji, and last but not the least, Dr. Rai. Thank you so much, sir, for coming and joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.